Hey everybody, it is your sweet Dr. Danni J, and we are broadcasting live from Seasons Bistro. Keith is on his way, believe it or not. We just finished doing our, what's it called? We just finished eating. That's what it's called. It's called eating. So we just finished eating, and Keith is finishing up right there in Seasons Bistro, located at 41 Griffin Street in McDonough, Georgia, right there off the square. I actually had the Sicilian chicken, and Keith had the, what'd you have?
Hello, everybody. I'll be right there with you. Just a moment. Almost there.
He's coming, he's almost there. Hi. Are you ready to join us?
I'm going to because I'm so interested in what y'all are doing.
Awesome. Well, you can have a seat.
Hey, you guys.
I told y'all he was coming.
So, okay, Danni J has a scarf, so
Yeah, I'm doing the
That
scarf
means
things. Everything.
fashion, whatever, you know.
It's fashionista. That's what I'm doing. The scarf
should
now.
show your
Please go ahead and tell
It's all glittery and stuff.
Can't show products.
So, did you tell them everybody where we
I
are?
told everybody we are broadcasting live from Season.
Have a seat, Jeff.
Have a seat.
Yeah, we're live.
We've called your name out on live, everything.
wow.
So, everybody, now you're gonna have to slide over really quick.
So we're gonna move.
This
a little bit.
just like that.
Yada.
This
Okay.
is what's broadcasting. This is what everybody sees.
So
cool.
let me move into the picture.
Yes.
Hello.
You know,
everybody.
this is the saddest sandwich I've ever been in my life.
Sad.
So okay.
Sad.
So here we are with Simple Things About Style
Yes.
on another wonderful show of Sweeter Point of View, hosted by Miss Sweet Danni J. And I'm Keith Sweat with G Gallery Custom Framing, located here on the square in McDonough. And as we warned you all, tonight is Ladies' Night Out.
It's ladies'
Holla.
night, and
feeling's
feelings
right.
right.
And
It's
it's
ladies'
ladies'
night. I
night.
got it.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, she's got the bass. Okay. So anyway,
Danny sang bass.
Danny sang, baby.
now here is Jeff Hunter. Jeff Hunter is a very established, well-known artist around these parts, and he does these fabulous visual art pieces that are amazing looking. He does. I would call Jeff your style. What would you refer to your style
Avant-garde,
as?
is that what we use
Well,
it?
do you know the popular black and white Audrey Hepburn pieces
Yes.
and things like that? Jeff does a lot of those.
Oh,
Yeah, they're really cool.
it's no longer the saddest.
So
It's a good
you know,
sandwich, isn't it?
he's done those wonderful female iconic figures like Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn
Yes,
and
love them.
and all those.
James Dean, Elton John.
Did you do a James Dean?
Yes. Several James Deans. Can't keep a Dean.
Yeah,
Can't keep
the
a Dean.
Dean down.
Dean.
I
does
love
that mean?
Deans. I love a Dean.
Love a Dean, I can't say that.
I don't know where to go with that. But can you tell us
anyway.
about your motivation? Because what we're talking about tonight, everybody, we are broadcasting live from Seasons Bistro, and we're going to talk about the importance of ambiance. We're going to talk about the importance of settings and just style within itself. Right now, as you can hear, and you can see the little dots in the background, we are in Seasons Bistro, and they're preparing for the Christmas season.
Oh my God, they are really decking. the
This
halls.
place is looking great. Yes.
It's like regurgitating Christmas bulbs. It's just great.
We're in mid setup. We sort of came in and said, "Y'all need to stop decorating. We've got a radio show to do." So
So tell us about you.
So yeah, Jeff, tell us what's going on with you.
Well, not a whole lot's going on right now. I'm doing some classes.
Are you? Where are you teaching?
Alexander House, Jodica
Oh.
Road.
Excellent.
Have another class in January, so look us up.
Okay.
How do we look you up? Tell us more about you.
Well, I don't know how you look. I don't have a website. Oh, how terrible is
How about
that?
What's the
Alexander
phone number?
House.
It's Alexander.
Alexander House. Or you can just Google Jeff Hunter McDonough art
Yeah.
and see some of my work.
Now, you are a member of McDonough Arts. McDonough
Yes.
Arts is a fantastic organization, you folks, that they've sort of taken the whole artist community and organized them in a business fashion, which let me tell you, from having been in the art industry for the last 13 years, that there is rarely an artist that you meet with a business mind. So,
Yeah, we're
and that,
crazy
I mean,
like
that's just the way it is. That's the cold hard fact. So, what has happened is people that are art and culturally minded in this community, that are business owners or operators or corporate entities, have taken the reins of this organization. They've organized these artists, and they're doing these wonderful, wonderful, very high caliber events and workshops and gallery shows, and they are just raising the whole caliber of the culture community here in Henry County. It's really phenomenal. So you can find Jeff at McDonoughArts.com and communicate with him and find out more about his classes there too.
And I want to say, because it's all about style, you should contact any area you're in. See if they have an arts council. You can buy great art, real art, locally, get great deals, you know,
That's right.
for style.
You
And
said
a
something
lot of
interesting.
people don't realize that, but you know, they will go to, you know, Michael's or someplace and they'll buy a print, a frame, which is good. You can get a real piece of art if you support an artist. You'll be surprised. You can get some wonderful work. Look for it, and you'll have a great time looking
But
for
you know
this.
what, Jeff, and I think you would agree, what I find, because I've had a gallery here, and I do I attend many art shows throughout Metro Atlanta, et cetera. People will buy art more from a place they're visiting than they will their hometown. And that's a shame. And they really need to get on board and support their local artists and keep them thriving and painting. And if they think, like, you know, McDonough can come off as a very traditional, and I am not a traditional person.
No.
Yes, I know. Go figure. So
And I'm a scandal.
and I
Just saying.
yes. So that's another show. So I enjoy more abstract, more way out there, contemporary styled art, more modern art, and it is not necessarily, an artist may be painting to put bread on their table. It might not be necessarily they're painting what they love to paint. So if you
right.
want something that's you feel is out of their box, just ask, because it might be within their box, and you might be helping them to explore a lot more of their range that they'd like to paint.
I always thought if you're decorating, you love these curtains, you love this bedspread, you love this vase. Get you an artist to complement your favorite thing.
Right.
How cool is that?
Yeah, to have a
Then
commissioned piece.
it's original. Nobody else has it.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
you know,
And
contact
you do a
Arts
great
Council.
deal of that.
I do a lot of
I
that.
think a lot of people know you do that, Jeff, and they bring you into their home and they say, I want this piece and this is sort of what I like, and then you deliver.
And Keith, I'll tell you, as an artist, I sold a painting one time. Wasn't particularly thrilled with the painting, but he gave me a sample frame.
Really?
Yes. He was like, oh, it's a sample. I'll make you a good deal. I'm like, okay. I took that thing. I put those little poppies in that frame. It looked beautiful.
Good,
It was a
good,
great
good.
sale.
Good.
I don't know if it was the frame, but, you know, just
Everything helps.
it does. So framing, artwork, don't think you have to spend a fortune, because you don't have to. You know, talk to your local artist. You know, take
right.
advantage of them. They like that.
That's right.
We do like people to take advantage of us. I'm sorry, wait.
That's another show, too.
More
That's
scandal.
becoming a very popular phrase on this show.
That's a whole other show. Everybody,
Teresa, if you're listening, I'm so sorry.
Mama, it was him all along.
It was her.
It was him all
That's what
along.
she's saying. Teresa's Danni J's mama.
Oh,
So,
But yes, I mean, now tell us what is your motivation behind your artwork? And then tell us, what is your style of art?
well, people like Vicki Anglin, she has said, Jeff, you paint so many different kinds of paintings. She said,
Now, for those of you who are watching that aren't from this area, Vicki is a gallery owner here. Her and her husband own Windsor Gallery. Fabulous gallery. So just wanted you to know who that was.
and she said, your painting, she said, you don't have a particular style. She said, I look at all your work, and I would swear I was looking at many different artists. I paint what I like, what I feel like, and sometimes I feel different today. I'm not locked into a style.
Right.
I just don't do that.
You're not, because
I experiment.
As a gallery owner, I've
You've seen my
your
work.
pieces, and it ranges from very graphic material, almost, graphic meaning the black and whites and the very hard edges against contrast to each other, to softer palettes, to way out there modern pieces. I mean, it's just sort of cool. I like that about
Yeah, it just depends on how I feel. I paint what I like.
I mean, it's not like I can look at a piece all the time and say, that's Jeff Hunter. I mean,
What
if I
you
look down and say,
what you
"Oh,
would recognize would be the signature.
yeah,
It
right,
never changes.
Right.
The paintings always do.
That's cool.
Now I love the work. Now when I walked in, you have two in your home. You have the Audrey, is it Audrey Hepburn?
I have the Audrey Hepburn. It's done by a different artist than Jeff. It was done on a particle board, so you get the texture of the particle in it, and it's done with a white glitter base, and then it's got black glitter paint.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
4x6. It's huge. I mean, it's really
Kind of like the
is.
Maryland over there at the jewelry shop.
Yeah. It's the same
love
artist. It's the
the
same artist that
Maryland.
did that Maryland over there, Blake. Yeah. And then I've also got Chris Houck pieces and Willie Schofield pieces hanging, which are two artists that I showed in my galleries for years and years and years. We moved a great deal of their art through that space.
Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us again how we can reach you. Tell us your name.
Well, my name is Jeff Hunter. You can Google me at Jeff Hunter McDonough Arts. You'll find me. You can contact the McDonough Arts. They can find me, or Keith. Keith can find me.
Or you can
John?
just tiptoe into Seasons Bistro most
Yeah.
evenings and
John
trip
Hunter.
over both of us. So
Jeff Hunter.
I thought it was Jeff. I can rename you.
It's Jeff.
I can rename anybody.
All right, she's posting something on the Facebook page.
You know,
guys,
so don't be like, oh, she is not
Yeah.
paying attention. She texts it.
So you don't, if you didn't write it down, that's okay. It's going to be there, and you can always pull this podcast up and watch it at any time. So
You sure
make sure
can.
you do. Jeff, thank you for joining.
I had a great
us.
time.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna call him
Thank you,
Scandal.
Keith.
We'll see you up in there when we're done with the show.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Cute. Oh, awesome. See everybody. You
Isn't
just
that
never know
fun?
what's going on.
I love when just people just drop in on us. It's great.
Not just our own personalities.
So how has your week been?
My week has been absolutely phenomenal.
Good.
Hey, how you doing? Fabulous. So, you want to introduce?
Yeah, we
her?
will in just a minute. We'll bring Ashley in. We got a
Okay.
good friend of ours that's here. It's Ashley. So, and we have this camera here, but we don't really talk to the camera. We just sort
We
of talk
really
to
don't.
each other,
Yeah, so it's
and
really
then
good.
let it video us, and people can watch in. So,
So,
it's
y'all
more
make
like
sure
a
you're trying
radio, more format. We're not a video format. So, but what has your week been like this week since we
My week
last
has
saw
been
each other?
absolutely phenomenal.
Now Monday night we had a great time, didn't we?
Monday we had an awesome time.
Well, wasn't that fun?
Shout out again. Congratulations to
I-
Miss Lisa Kitchen.
With
at
Southern Journal Magazine, she had her
Absolutely.
first double cover issue come out this time. So that was a
Absolutely
fantastic party.
She was absolutely
Yeah, and it was a fun party at the
And
estate.
I worked that table.
Danni J worked the registration table, you guys. Let me tell you what, she worked the table to the floor. We was all standing around, and we heard a kaboom, and looked over, and Danni J's conference table was sitting at an angle, and she just looked up and said, "I didn't do it." No.
Everybody let me know. Let me know when you're ready for the time where Keith comes running over there just to see if I fell out the chair. He wasn't concerned about whether I
Well,
was
there was a
hurt.
little discussion of the security of the chair, wasn't there,
The chair
earlier
was a
that
little
night?
squeaky.
So
And
we were
every-
joking about possibly you falling out of that chair. And so when I heard that kaboom, I said, oh, Lord, please say it isn't so.
He ran over and said, oh, Lord, I missed it. So
It was just the table.
it was just a table. So
yeah.
it was absolutely awesome, though. But the vibe in there was absolutely phenomenal.
It was. There was a lot of cool people. We were celebrating the 14 under 40 personalities of Atlanta that have been identified as movers and shakers throughout the metropolitan area. And I cannot express enough how tasteful the environment was.
Yes.
The catering staff was phenomenal. The food was great. You want to talk about those grits a little bit?
Honey, baby, I had some boneless ribs, spare ribs, and some grits. They were so smooth. I had to call my mama when I left.
Right.
But they were so smooth. I was like, can I have some of those mashed potatoes? And she was like, honey, these are grits. Grits? Do what you do.
And then wasn't there a squash casserole
Yes,
with it? Yeah.
it was a creamy squash casserole. The food
That's
was
I
avant-garde.
imagine that's what Danny had, and I had the stir fry. So,
Really?
yeah,
Wait,
I did.
that's what we're going to do?
Well, I'm on this diet.
He is looking
I'm on
fabulous,
this diet,
everybody.
so I was like having shrimps.
Now,
So,
my girlfriend told me that once I started my diet, I started losing weight. She was like, things are getting small, but other things just look a little bigger.
Does that mean your boobs?
No, darling, boobs go first.
baby got back. Okay.
That's not a bad thing. I got boom, boom.
Oh, so who you hear in the background, we're going to bring her over into the picture right now just so y'all can see. So, Miss Ashley Vicos, come on over here and join us here. Have a seat. We're going to turn
Yeah, we're going
this
to turn
little
this
wonderful thing around right here.
I look partially bald.
Now, Ashley, you are quite a personality, period. But where I was going was you are quite the personality in the food industry.
Yes.
So tell us about you and what you do.
Like what I'm well known for.
Sure.
So I'm a self-taught pastry chef.
And I've had some of those pastries.
That's true. You have. I specialize in 5 to 11 foot tall cakes. I have my own TV show on Food Network, airing currently in 29 countries internationally.
Oh my gosh.
And I do
so cool.
TLC and Food Network.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Cool.
And you do, I mean, you are like on the road all the time.
I am.
And one of the things that we're hoping to touch on in this show is, first of all, you have to understand that Keith Sweat does not enjoy holiday decorations. This thing insists every show that we talk about holiday decorations because we are
That's
approaching the
important.
holidays. Oh, I don't know. After you've run hotels as long as I have and you've had as many trees and as many banquet functions and everything else to worry about, when I got out of the industry, I said, oh my gosh, thank goodness I don't have to worry about holiday decorating anymore.
Are you Southern? Are you from the South originally?
Well, yeah.
You can't be from the South if you don't have some kind of lit up Santa Claus in your front yard.
Oh my gosh.
Walmart has like 57 styles in stock right now.
Yeah. Don't even get me on Walmart. But anyway, so
I love Walmart.
we did though.
Made some of my best friends in Walmart.
And if y'all have seen those pictures of people in Walmart,
It's true. It's true. What do you mean me? I'm not a Walmartian.
I know, but I could see you.
I am a victim of Walmart as well.
Is that what it is?
I am. I was in Walmart like 2 weeks ago on Eagles Landing, which is a nice area of town, and I was standing there texting, which I should not have been texting, and I made the mistake of stopping. I stopped. Instead of,
In my shopping cart.
I did not, it was worse. I was texting on my phone, and literally in a flash, I was involved in an avalanche of Kraft macaroni and cheese. A whole display came tumbling down on me. It actually knocked me over onto the ground. Under boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and everybody in Walmart turned around and looked at me like I had just knocked a whole display over, and I was like, I'm sorry. And I started
like, look at the big girl.
I started picking up the Kraft macaroni and cheese and stacking it back up, and I knew I didn't do anything. I was texting, but I felt guilty. So I was stacking up the macaroni and cheese, and after I was almost done, a woman in one of those little scooters, who probably could walk, she came up to me and she said, "Listen, I just want you to know I feel bad. I'm the one who actually knocked over the display. I hit it on the other end, but I didn't say anything to you, and I let you pick it up because I couldn't get up and help you pick it up, so I just let you pick it up and take the responsibility for it." And I was like, dude, that doesn't make me feel better.
That's where I've seen that face before. There's this wanted poster with Ashley going like this, and there's macaroni and cheese all stacked behind her, and they're saying wanted, Walmart, Stockbridge, Hudson Road locations.
And it was the deluxe macaroni and cheese.
Of course it is.
For Thanksgiving, I don't know. I picked it up. I felt bad. You know, those minimum wage employees didn't want to pick that stuff up.
So, back to the holiday topic.
Yes.
wanna know
Danny
about holiday
insists on talking about holiday food.
Okay, holiday food.
Holiday table decor,
Food makes me
holiday. Yeah,
Does it?
Anything food related, Danny is sort of gets a
Food
little
makes me
charge
happy.
on.
Well,
so-
I am a cake person and a pastry person. I actually, a few years ago, thought, what is my least biggest holiday? Like, what do I make? I do custom sculpted cakes. What do I do the least of? No one has ever ordered a cake from me for Thanksgiving. I thought, I need to make that a popular holiday. So I started making sculpted cakes that looked like stuffed turkeys with dressing and the legs and everything. It looks like a turkey on your table. And I thought, if I offer this for Thanksgiving, it might be like a little bit of a, a centerpiece, a wink and a nod kind of a thing. Just
Right,
funny.
right.
Oh my gosh, like the first Thanksgiving I offered those things, I had like 300 orders for turkey cakes. I call them turkey cakes. They're regular cake. Butter pecan is probably my specialty at the holidays. But they look like turkeys, and
What is your
people
last
love
name,
them.
Ashley?
Vicos.
Vicos.
It's very Greek.
Yeah. Now, Ashley, you ship those all over the world, don't you?
I don't ship them. I
okay.
won't ship them. They don't really.
Because I've heard of shipping food, so I didn't know how cakes.
I'm
would
really
be.
skeptical about that whole thing. There are people who ship cakes nowadays, but I see how the things that I order online end up in my mailbox, so I don't.
see.
I don't want to ship a cake.
So your market then for something like that is where?
Local, Henry.
Local,
yeah, when
Atlanta,
I'm local. But I teach a lot of classes. I go actually, this time last year I was actually in Greece.
What is the name of your show?
Have Cake Will Travel.
And boy, does she travel.
I do travel a
Does
lot,
she have
and I
fabulous
love it. I love it. My show's airing in 29 countries. Actually, they've been begging me to come to Africa recently, Johannesburg. Apparently, I have a lot of fans in
You gotta
Johannesburg.
feed some of my people.
Feed the people. Feed the people. Forget South
They're already
Africa.
fed. They're good.
Yeah. Sorry, man. And actually, I get asked to do a lot of charity events and do cakes for a lot of charity events, but I have some guilt. I'm like, man, if people can't eat, I don't know that I should be really showing up making them a cake.
Now, speaking of which, I want to thank you very much for last year. We asked you to come help us with the breast cancer event,
Yes.
the Pink Martini at Tanger Outlet,
That's true.
and you did a fabulous, fabulous job. It
Yep.
was so wonderful.
I actually don't support many charities
But I know breast cancer is very
out in public. I do a lot of private supportive things,
your
but
mother
cancer
works-
charities.
Your
My
mother works in that industry. I actually called her.
That's true.
For your advice, and I'd never heard back from her. So,
That's
but we never did the event.
shocking.
We never did the event again. We stopped the event.
Yeah,
It's
my
just a
mom
lot
is
of
an
time.
oncology nurse, and cancer, like most people, has touched my life. I had a younger brother die of cancer, so
I had an older brother die. Yeah.
yeah,
That's-
so
that's bad.
it's
We just had a church member die.
it's hard. You're hard pressed these days to find somebody who hasn't been affected by cancer.
right.
So cancer charities, I do a lot of stuff with the American Cancer Society and Leukemia Society. It's close to my heart.
Very cool.
I've been affected by it, so
Very cool. Let me ask you this: the Relay for Life
yes.
Cancer Walk. I am a
Uh-huh.
co-captain of our Henry Players Community Theater Group team.
Okay.
The theme this year is heroes. So we're thinking of being villains that have turned good just for
It doesn't
breast
shock
cancer.
me that you want to be a villain.
So anyway, but I've got this fabulous pink, sparkly, glittery molding that I'm
Okay.
thinking of making little frames and selling them, and the proceeds would go. And I'm just visioning little pink booby cakes, like little pedipores, but little pink boobies.
Let me be the mold.
Well,
I said
those.
Pettifer, not a.
I was gonna say that,
Not a-
like, that'd be one nipple.
I got it.
Right. You gotta
She
say
got
it.
that. I actually specialize in custom silicone molding. However, I do. But you're in doubt, like I am.
Oh,
I don't know.
look, and I was still on cakes, so I'm going silicone cakes. That's just like
Making a mold of.
I've actually done things for Henry County Relay for Life before. Cookies,
Yeah. Okay.
little
And that's why that's what this.
ribbon cookies that they
Okay.
sold at a lot of the schools actually for
cool.
Relay for Life. So we could definitely do something. Pink boobies. You want the boobies. Which is weird.
Save the boobies.
Save the tatas. Save second base.
You know what I mean? So anyway.
that's
okay.
second base.
All
That
right.
I think so. Is it second or first? I don't know.
It's second.
I have three
So,
children. I'm
I
not.
mean, it's been a long time, but what I remember back when I was 10, it was second.
I think it's
Okay,
second.
so.
Yeah, boy, it was a hot tip or something back there.
Girl, we can talk.
That's another show.
He is fine
That's what
now.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, I have made this direction in my life. Very educated move. You know, I've been there, done that. Here I am.
Been there, done it.
So
Do you have
anyway.
the T-shirt?
Yes, lots. So back to holiday food.
Okay.
What do you think will be the hottest little holiday food this year?
For Thanksgiving or for Christmas?
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
For both.
Yeah.
You know, I think that Thanksgiving is always going to be, I call it the buffet style. You know, people are always going to want the traditional bundt cakes and little tiny, I grew up, my grandmother made all the little miniature. Every dessert that she specialized in, she made a miniature version. It's awesome. I don't know what it is about having your own individual little pecan pie or little individual pumpkin pie that is just so endearing and holiday stricken, you know, like who doesn't want their own little tiny pumpkin pie with a little whipped cream circle in it? That's really cool. I think individual desserts are always going to be a big hit. I think they're going to be bigger this year than they have been in previous years. It's just makes you feel special. There's something about an individual sized dessert that just makes you feel like you're more special than everybody at the other events, you know.
Now we do individual cakes and stuff at birthdays, but that is only because like little kids, we want them to have their own individual cake so they can play in it because you know, I love your child, but I ain't eating cake out of their hand.
That they licked on and
Yeah, you know, so we like for kids to be, you know.
they make little individual bundt cakes even that are literally like 2 inches across, but it's your own little bundt cake. There's something just that makes you feel good about having the dessert that you remember from your childhood, but that it's made just for you.
Okay, now I'm going to give a plug to what we're doing on the McDonough Square and in asking this question.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so leading up, the first weekend of December, which is Friday night the 6th and Saturday the 7th. Saturday the 7th is McDonough's traditional Christmas parade and the arrival of Santa
Woohoo!
on the square, and Santa will be here every Saturday until Christmas. So he arrives that weekend. So we decided to build a holiday festival around that.
Okay.
So there's always been a little something going on that Saturday, but we've added a Friday component where it's going to be a progressive adult-only
Love it already. I like how that sounds.
tour through the retail shops
Okay.
of hors d'oeuvres and beverages, hot chocolates and ciders, and whatever little flavorings one might want to add to those.
Jack
beverages.
Daniels?
I didn't say that.
Do you
Crown
do those-
Royal?
Do you do those kind of pastries, cakes, or do you just kind of?
With alcohol?
Yes.
I actually do. However, actually, I make all my own flavorings, and so they all have alcohol in them, but it bakes out.
Yeah.
You're not
But
going
it
to,
still
you could eat 500 servings and you're not going to
But it
get.
still leaves a flavor.
It does leave a flavor, absolutely. If you drink it for the flavor, then you'll like the pastries.
Yeah, excellent. So leading up to that weekend, we're going to have this little progressive party. What do you think I should serve in the shop for my?
For sweets?
Sure.
It depends. Do you want to be traditional, avant-garde?
No.
Do you want to go cutting edge, or do
Ding,
you,
ding, ding, ding. That's the word.
or do you want to go traditional? Like people, like honestly, do you remember when we were kids, like our grandmothers having us in the kitchens making divinity and every other holiday candy and cookie you can imagine, from Buckeyes to the little snickerdoodles to the things with the Hershey Kiss in the middle? Do you remember all that? people don't do that stuff anymore. A lot of this generation doesn't
that
even
is sort of
know.
considered avant-garde
It
now.
really is because people aren't familiar with it. You can't go to a local bakery and have sweets and the candies that we made growing up with our grandmothers. You just don't find the peanut brittles and things. Where can you go to buy peanut brittle
Right.
or pralines?
Right.
Like really?
Well, in South Georgia, I know exactly where to go because every store on the corner has it. But in Thomasville, beautiful Thomasville, Georgia.
Or northern Georgia has them too, but Atlanta, Metro Atlanta doesn't have that stuff
Cracker
anymore.
Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, what are you going to get at Cracker Barrel?
You can get pralines at Cracker Barrel.
In a package
Yeah.
that had been, like, have a
Right.
6-month shelf life. Those are not good pralines.
Those are preserved.
Ugh.
That's where I can get
All right, so a little selfishly, let me tighten up the menu request.
Okay.
Something with coconut.
I love coconut.
Me too.
Coconut
Actually, me
creamer
too.
is like my favorite. I cannot live without coconut creamer in my coffee. Love me some coconut.
Can't live with. Never mind, that's another show.
So you could go old school, traditional, and have a throwback. You know, there's 2 ways to do it. You can go traditional and throwback to all the candies and special treats of yesteryears. Those are very popular these days because you can't find them everywhere. It's a very custom industry these days in the Metro Atlanta area. Or we could go like, you know, trendy and traditional and do like special candy cane cookies that are, or gingerbread people that are designed to hang from coffee mugs. That is a very hip, trendy thing these days, which you don't see everywhere. So little individual treats are always going to be very popular. Pedophores, I don't really think people call them pedophores anymore.
We don't like pedophiles.
I'm not a fan of pedophores either.
Danny.
I got it.
Oh my Lord.
Let's call them individual treats, maybe.
There we go. Let's use another word.
One booby at a
Okay,
time.
what you call it? That's against the law. Oh, we got compatibles? Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I'm back.
So, what do you think about? And I don't know that they make these, but when you talked about the kids hanging on coffee cups, it made me think of candy canes hanging on coffee cups. And
I think I said that.
Then I got the picture of
he
a
thought about it.
pretzel shaped as a candy cane, dipped in chocolate and dusted with coconut.
Why does it have to be a pretzel?
I like
Why
pretzels.
not?
You like pretzels?
Pretzels.
Why do you?
Candy cane,
I love a good
a
pretzel.
pretzel in the shape of a candy cane, dipped in chocolate, sprinkled with coconut.
I don't want a pretzel.
What do you want?
Like a sugar cookie?
I wouldn't be.
Sugar cookies
I
are.
wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Santa will come to your house twice if you've got sugar cookie candy canes dipped in chocolate with coconut.
I
Can
love
we make
sugar
those?
dipped in chocolate with little sugar, cinnamon sugar.
So, would you use a mold for that, or would you like roll a dough and just shape it?
Are you serious? Handmade, baby, all the way.
So how do you
love
get them
that
to
about
turn
her.
out perfectly without the mold actually sitting there? Like, how do you? Is it just all imagination and creativity?
It is just skill.
What is your mold?
And you have to make it from scratch. You can't if you go buy like pre-made dough in a store, it's not going to stay in that shape that you want it to. You actually have to make it from scratch. So
Wow.
I know you're with cakes and pastries, but what is your signature piece? Like, what do you love making most of all? Like, a whole plethora of cakes and pastries and pies, but what is it that if someone says, "Oh, I would love to have something," just have at it, what would they get?
Well, my specialty is big cakes that are sculpted, and I do custom events, and the cake has to look like it is made for you. It should never look like it is for some other event or it's a generic cake. If you call me, I'm going to do a sculpted cake that fits your event to a T. It is going to be a centerpiece of your event and something that all of your guests want to take a photo in front of. It's not a plated dessert. If you want a plated dessert, call a caterer. That's
So, when Randy and I get married at St. George Island next October, we need to talk.
okay. What do you want?
I don't know.
And you have
That'll
plenty
be a
of time to plan for my
that'll be a
wedding.
fun discussion. That'll be because we're all about I mean, you know, because we'll probably be Henry County's first public gay married couple.
So you want a big, like a Disney-esque castle, but a sand castle,
How did you know
and
Disney?
everybody
Good
gets
God.
their own like seashell and mermaid to eat, and
Right.
yeah.
Oh, eat Ariel. Eat Ariel.
Eat Ariel is. I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Mama, I was sitting here.
He said it. I don't know.
Mama, you saw how quiet I was in the corner.
Ashley, because thank you so much.
I love you guys.
for joining
We'll do
us.
some Thanksgiving treats and I'll come back.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Let us know how to find you and give another shout out to your show.
Ashley Vicos. I'm the only one in the world, actually, which is weird. I married into the name.
Congratulations.
So I'm easy to find. Vicos is not a common name. So
And if they
Facebook,
wanted
Twitter.
to find you locally, are you like kind of off limits to local or?
Her time is just so limited.
My
That's what
time
it
is very
is.
limited.
That's what it
I don't
is.
just make cakes. I actually do a lot of public speaking and teaching and demonstrating nationally and internationally. So my time is very limited. I do have
When I
minimums.
achieve that level in my framing and design career, what I will answer to people when they ask me that question is, my time is so limited that if you want me to work on a specific project, yes, it does have to cost some money.
It does cost a little extra, but I will just say that I think for an international TV personality, I keep my minimums low. $250 is my minimum order, and
wow,
It's still.
I-
Very giving of you.
and I
yeah.
do that to do cakes. I have local clientele that helped make me who I am, and I still do cakes for them when I'm in town, always.
There you go, Ashley, because
So-
supporting her hometown roots.
I love it.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much,
joining
baby.
us. Take
Appreciate
care.
you. Love you too, darling. Thank you for joining us. Okay, yeah, we'll be out there. Fantastic. Isn't that cool? I know little drop-in personas. I love that.
I hated to sound rude, everybody, but I was trying to text and trying to put everybody up.
Until we can afford that producer person to sit around and sort of do this for us and fill in the blanks. I mean, because this one's not going to do it. So this one is stuck doing it, and that's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
Okay, so we need to start talking about some other things that I know something about. First of all, yeah, I know. I mean, I love learning all that stuff. I loved having Jeff here. I loved having Ashley here.
Now, since we are in a restaurant, I would love to talk to the owner of Seasons Bistro in a minute. Or so, Sam, or somebody.
Well, Sam, I think Sam
somebody
is
or
so
Noelle
sort of
is
stretched. Noelle is not here tonight.
Okay.
But the restaurant on Thursday night tends to sort of just do its own thing because Fridays and Saturdays are so busy here that Sam and Noelle are so taxed over the weekend. So Thursday night they've got their groove going on. They've ordered everything on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's come in. They've done their inventory. So Thursday night is really their shoulder night where they can take some time off. So
Once again, everybody, we are broadcasting live from Seasons Bistro.
great restaurant on the square in McDonough. It is such a cool vibe and cool environment.
I had the Sicilian chicken, and he had some odd looking.
Bait. No, I had
He
ahi
did.
tuna. I had ahi tuna.
I was like, my tuna comes in a can.
Let me tell you,
So,
DJ, I swear, I don't think you would break out with this. And once you tasted it, once you tasted this ahi tuna, I'm the same way because I just like, no, that is bait. That is stuff that goes on a hook. I
It
don't
is.
want
It was like, y'all, it wasn't cooked. I
But
saw so much red.
It is delicious.
Oh,
Well, it's just, all they do is sear it. One here, and then flip it over, and they crust it in that pepper. And that's all they do. And they
you
give
know
it
what?
to
Something real ratchet was about to come out my mouth. I just kept it. I
So
maintained
anyway,
myself.
so we were talking about the party.
Yes.
We both had a great time at the party.
Yes.
And I'm assuming, Kathy followed us out. And good Lord, when we got on, by the time we hit I-85, she was fresh on me. And then she was one car behind me. And then I saw blue lights. And so I punched it. I hope,
He was such a friend.
I hope, sister.
You were her rabbit, and
is
she got, oh
okay.
my God.
I mean, I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm assuming that our good friend Kathy from that night, wasn't she fun?
She was great.
She is, Kathy Ratty, you are a hot mess, and we love you to death.
One of the things I wanted to talk about before it gets too late, because we've had so
it
much
that
fun. We're
time?
getting,
Is
it's
it
like,
really?
it's really close, but I want to make sure.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Ambiance, the importance of ambiance in a restaurant. A lot of people are trying to open up little businesses, And can you tell us the importance of ambiance and like this is a nice, calm setting.
Not that, well, let me do this for a minute.
Yes.
Okay, audience, if you are, and if you're just listening, then you don't get the benefits of this. But
Oh, it won't.
what I'm going to do is just pan the little camera around, and I'm going to show you in this room alone, we are looking at 3 different wall textures. That's extremely exciting because what that does is it screams that this restaurant is not a cookie cutter chain environment. This restaurant is, I don't know that you know this, but this was a funeral home
I did not know.
forever ago, and it is full of haunted spirits. The ghost shows, the ghost tracking
I
shows.
will get my healing oil. I can get you out of here. I can take care of all of that.
All of a sudden, Danny J pulled out her chicken foot.
I can take,
Okay, so
I got my healing oil in a bottle, baby.
so anyway, this is a very old building, and when I moved to Henry County, guess what was in here?
A dead body.
A frame shop.
No.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a frame shop, and I used to hang out down here with the owners. And I'd say, I'm coming down from my frame shop to hang out in your cool frame shop, because I was in like a boring strip center. And I'd come down here and hang out in this. Well, it was a cool space. It was. But then they sold the space, and Bistro 41 moved in here, if you remember, Monty Brown. And
I remember
and,
that, yes.
And we used to hang out here on
Yes.
Martini Mondays. Remember those? Those are, and they have them again here now. So.
They do.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was back when Danny J and I were first met forever ago. That was years ago.
Our
so
friendship
anyway,
will never end. It's just-
so then Bistro 41 closed and new owners bought it and it became Seasons Bistro, and now we're on our second set of owners for Seasons Bistro, which is Sam and Noel. So one of the things they have done with this space is they've really dramatized the old texture of the red brick, the existing brick. This is the real brick wall that was laid in the 1800s.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it has been here forever. They put up this divider petition here, and that's a beadboard and a stucco, plaster wall. Okay, so plaster was used as opposed to any other surface. I'm sure at one time there was probably plaster all over this wall, but in the renovation they sandblasted it off to expose the brick. But they left the plaster back there on that tongue and groove paneling. See the 2 textures?
Yeah.
And then we have boards, slat boards over here, which this is nothing but barnwood board. This is the same cedar woods that they would build barns out of.
Are you serious?
Now, real quick question, since we're talking about old days and wood and barns. Do you know why barns are personified as red buildings?
For the cattle?
Red was the cheapest paint pigment to make,
Really?
and so it was just such a cheaper color to buy back in the day. That's what, because it takes so much paint to paint a building.
Right, it does, it does, it
So
does.
they would buy the cheapest paint they had, and they just started being red.
You know what's so funny? When my dad, when he was ready to build a barn, all he ever said, I just want me a big red barn. And,
Well,
and
you know,
that's what my dad
there's a
did.
restaurant in St. Simon's called Big Red Barn.
Really?
And we being my collective friends, we were all marching band instructors at band camp, summer band camps.
One day at band camp,
Right?
I'm sorry I couldn't.
Shh, don't even go there. It's another show. So, and it's been done. So, so this is back in the early 80s, and I am all of 19 maybe. And we road trip over from Waycross to St. Simon's for the weekend because it's the weekend between the 2 weeks of band camp. So all of us instructors have been together for a week and we're really tight and close. So we said, well, let's go blow it out and be adults and hang out together. And so we go to St. Simon's Island for the weekend. And we heard about this restaurant called Big Red Barn. And we were driving everywhere. Back in those days, we could drive everywhere a little bit tipsy in the sauce, okay? So we were having great deals of fun, and we could not find the Big Red Barn. And we saw this wonderful woman. She was a housekeeper, obviously walking home from her day job at a hotel or something. and we stopped and said, "Excuse me, we're looking for a restaurant called the Big Red Barn." And she said, "It's right up here, and well, it just looks like a big red barn." And we did exactly that, Danny J. We all erupted in laughter, and she laughed with us, and we sat there with her for, I know, 15 minutes, having the best time. We did not have any room in the car for her, bless her heart. She was a big sister. So we just didn't have room for her at all. There were 8 of us crammed into a 6-seater, and so we said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes, my goodness, y'all made my day so much better." So, okay, for those of you who do not have video, Danny J is holding Teddy. It is a little teddy bear that only gets pulled out for Christmas, and she has latched onto it, and she is nursing it like nobody's business. So,
I love this, Jay.
do you like it? It's cute. It looks very cute on you.
It's very, I know. Oh, Teddy's look good on me.
Okay, so,
Okay,
good God, what were we talking about before we started talking about barns?
No,
Oh,
we
the
were talking about
texture of the building.
ambiance, yes.
So, and you also notice that the restaurant has not full lighting, but it has what I call task lighting.
I love the lighting.
So you have very small pockets of light coming up on the wall. You have little small light heads of track lighting sprinkled around the room, and you have a couple of floor lamps in the corner. That is it for the lighting in here, but yet it's enough because it encompasses the room. It's spread out. When I decorate homes and when I decorate businesses, especially for businesses, I believe in overhead lighting for a reason, meaning, like in my gallery, I had overhead lighting that I strictly turned on at night so that the inside of the building was lit up and people could see what was inside from out at night driving home from work. But during the day, if you remember, those fluorescent light fixtures were turned off, and all the track lighting and all the other task lighting lamps and things were on only, because that is much softer. It sets a mood. Even in people's homes, I'm decorating a home right now, and I have had can lighting put in, and I've had the big, it's an older house, so you remember every old home had that big center light fixture
Right.
in the center of the room, and I've had that taken out, and I had track lighting put in, can lights put in. And so we're just going to have can lights, which can be dimmable, and we're going to have lamps. So it's just task lighting around. It's a
I
very
really
softer
like the
look.
inside, inside light.
Isn't that beautiful?
I like
the can lights are
Yeah,
great.
I
Can
really
lights are
do.
really good for that. So anyway, that's a key situation here, and I have to tell on Sam real quick. Sam, being a restaurant manager, there's so much to worry about and so much to do that sometimes he forgets to dim his lights down when his restaurant's ready to open. So he's had the lights on full blast, and he's sitting at the restaurant and getting all his staff together, and they do all their thing. Well, then come 5 o'clock, well, he's so used to that lighting, that's where it stays. So if I drop in, or if I happen to be driving home and I'm driving by the restaurant and I notice this predicament, I will call him and say, "Sam, don't forget to turn down your lighting." And he will, and it changes the whole environment.
It does. It
really
changes the
does.
mood. It calms you down, and I think that's the difference between if you go to some place like Burger King or a Waffle House
Yeah.
or McDonald's, your purpose is to get in and get out. Your purpose. There are certain places that are set so that you
That's
can.
big lighting. It's
Yes.
big, bright lighting, yeah.
lighting. I
Very
call it
flashing.
big box lighting.
Yep.
It's just to make you get up and get excited and get hyper and stuff like that. This is a place, Seasons Bistro has come to become a place where you go to unwind.
Yep.
Great conversation.
Yep.
And
And you never meet a stranger.
it's like Cheers.
Let me tell you what, Danny J, those people, when you walked in, those people all sitting at the bar, every one of us were individuals that came in here. And one person's from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wow.
Another woman is a framing customer of mine that I never see her anywhere but in my shop, but she happened to come in. Ashley walked in. Then Jeff came in. I mean, all of us all came in on individuals, but you would have thought we were all a big party of 6
You would have.
because that's just the environment Seasons Bistro gives you. It's a very, very, very neighborhood-oriented place. So.
Well, that's the kind of environment that we like to have.
Yeah.
We like for everybody to be able to watch.
We don't meet many strangers.
We don't meet. God, I haven't met one yet. Have you met a stranger yet?
No, not for long. And Tammy, my best friend Tammy, you know Tammy.
have a lot of best friends.
Tammy can walk into
blessing.
a bar and sit, and within 2 hours, the entire bar will know her, and she will have made sure that the entire bar knows each other. That is her gift. God gave her that gift, and I have tried to emulate her as much as I possibly can.
You have no idea how many people you bring together.
Oh, that's cool. Good.
You have no idea. I mean,
That's good. I'm
some
okay with
people
that.
some people do it in a different way, but the end result is still the same.
Yeah, good.
With you, we all come in, we all talk, and we all,
Great.
I like that about you. If I know you and I love you, and if somebody else meets you, they love you, they end up loving me because they love you.
It's a little residual here and there.
It is.
A little rub off on you. Don't come get some Keith on you. Hey,
I don't really know how that's.
so Danny, tell me, you want to talk about table decor for the holidays.
I do.
What is your favorite table decor?
I like the centerpiece.
And what do you like in a centerpiece?
I like centerpieces to have like essence of Christmas, like, or if it's Thanksgiving, essence of Thanksgiving. I want the fall leaves for Thanksgiving. I want things that symbolize the season. Oh my God, my nail is on TV. Jesus. So it's the same thing when it comes to.
Monday before the party. Okay.
But if I'm doing something, I like for it to have like Christmas balls and jingle bells and all kinds of things. You see, everybody thinks it's me all the time.
Okay.
But I like it to look exactly.
Let me make some
Christmas,
suggestions
please.
that would be a little, not far-reaching, but just something some people don't think about for Christmas decor. You mentioned Thanksgiving.
Right.
So let's think about a Thanksgiving centerpiece. Typically, you're going to look at orange candles, brown candles, rust-colored candles.
Let's do that
right?
next week. Let's make a centerpiece on.
Well, let's give it some thought. That's very traditional, and you know that I am not a run-of-the-mill, very
You're
traditional
avant-garde.
person. I'm avant-garde. Hello, my name is Keith Sweat, and I'm avant-garde. Hey, Keith. Okay, so let's think about taking Thanksgiving elements. Pumpkin and squash, things like that. Gourds and things like that can be used down the center of the table. And then let's take those leaves, those oak leaves and different colored leaves and things like that, and instead of using them as a base of a centerpiece, let's sprinkle them down the whole center of the table and then place gourds on top of the leaf trail
Right.
as just a colorful centerpiece.
My problem with that is that if you do it in my mama's house,
My problem with that is if you do it in my mama house, she gonna clean that table because she don't want to. I got all them leaves on my table. I'm trying to eat.
Ask Teresa to give it a rest until the meal is over.
You know my mama.
Yes, I do. Teresa, I love you, dear, but give it a rest. Enjoy the leaves of various colors sprinkled down your table.
next week we got to talk about people. If you can have somebody for curtains.
I'm sorry, curtains, because my mom is really big on curtains. Holiday decorating is like my mom's catharsis because my granddad was a really big Christmas man. And ever since he's passed
Christmas
away,
and curtains have something to do with each other?
he likes all the decorations. My granddaddy, when he was alive, he used to decorate the entire house. Old curtains came down, Christmas curtains went up.
Oh my Lord.
All the
Christmas
your
curtains.
Christmas curtains went up. I mean, no,
drive
it
me
wasn't
absolutely
like
crazy.
it wasn't like reindeers and Santa Claus, but it was
Right.
like special curtains just for Christmas.
Wow.
And we
that
had
is amazing.
special throws on the bed and everything like that. So, and then he would put up one single candle in every room.
No, that's
He would decorate it, on the outside.
I look at that
but
sort
when
of
you
like the
look at
presence of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
it's very
had
cool.
one single candle in every room. And, so you can just drive up and you would see the candles. So my mom is really big. She has to have her curtains up. And since she's been sick this year,
Okay, we'll talk. We
what I
will
wanna
for
do.
Teresa. We will talk about that. Now, real quickly before we have to
Please.
close, I want to talk about Christmas centerpieces, just
Yes.
like the one we just talked about for Thanksgiving. You don't have to do a consolidated centerpiece. You can sprinkle like something like a fake snow. You can buy that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever, down the center of the table, and then just place Christmas balls, Christmas ornaments along the centerpiece of the table, you know, and occasionally drop a candle. And I would do candles ununiform, you know, various heights, various shapes and sizes. That just adds a texture to the table. It makes a beautiful centerpiece.
Yeah, because when it's uniform, it's just boring. It's like watching Monica from Winona Street.
Very boring. All right, you guys, I'm signing out. I'm Keith Sweat with G Gallery Custom Framing and Event Planning and Interior Design and Decorating and whatever else I can help you with. I'll be glad to do that. I am located on the square at 10 Macon Street and McDonough, Georgia. And my phone number is 678-583-1222. My website is ggallerycustomframing.com, and you can reach me at Keith at G Gallery Custom Framing, or you can reach me on Facebook, and it's G Gallery Framing and G Gallery Interiors. I am so glad to have this time with you and with my sweet Danni J. And I'm out. I'm going to let Danni close the show as she always does so brilliantly. Take care.
Hi, everybody. We're talking about, we were speaking today about coming together and decor. We've met some great people. Had some people become great parts of our lives today. So thank you so much for sharing. On Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday, we will be honored to have Kenneth Meeks of Monroe Construction and General Contracting. He's going to talk to us about the seasons changing, weather changing. It's going to be cold. So he wants to tell you how to take care of your landscaping and how to energy efficientize, how to make your home more energy efficient as you warm room to room to room to room. So he's going to give us a lot of that. He's had years and years of experience, so you really don't want to miss that as well. Once again, we'll be here Thursday live for the broadcast of Simple Things About Style with the Keith Sweat. I am your sweet Dr. Danni J, and please remember, everyone, that the world you see around you is merely a reflection, and how you see the world around you is merely a reflection of how you see your inner self. If you would like to experience a sweeter life, it must first begin with a sweeter point of view. So until next time, be sweet to others, but most importantly, be sweet to yourself. Bye-bye.